Hey friends, welcome back. I am here with Home Fragrance Empties for the last week. I actually don't have tons of stuff this week. I have a bam bag from Super Tarts that I melted a couple days. A lot of the Scentsy bars I melted this week really lingered and I didn't have to change them as often. So don't have as much stuff this week, but still wanted to share what I got through. So obviously this includes both Scentsy as well as vendor wax. I always leave timestamps down below so you guys can jump around. We'll start with Scentsy. A couple of non-wax items that I finished. I had the Sleigh Ride Scent Circle in my car. I just picked up the 3-pack of these in my last party closeout haul. They're only offering them in 3-packs now, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. This was one of the best scent circles I have had in a really long time. I love this scent. It's tree, fresh air, and cranberry or something like that note-wise. This was a powerhouse in my car, and this lasted for a full week. Even now, I can still smell it. I just can't smell it in the car anymore, but sometimes the scent circles for me only last a few days. This one lasted the entire week, so really enjoyed this. I'm glad I have 2 more of those. Then I finished off a laundry liquid in Jammy Time. This is my preferred laundry scent. I do also enjoy the Starburst Sky, but the Jammy Time never goes away. It's kind of one of the staple laundry products. I think this is just good for any type of laundry you're doing. No matter whose clothes it is, if it's bedding, if it's towels, it's just one of those universal, really nice laundry scents. So I really enjoy Jammy Time. I have quite a few backups of that. And then next I have bars. Are these sorted in any way? Not really. There's one here from the current catalog that is White Peach and Cranberry. So this is one of the 10 new scents to the fall winter catalog. I had picked up the 1 bar of it, but just hadn't warmed it yet. One thing I will say about all of these Scentsy bars, they lasted multiple days, every single one of them. And I obviously love vendor wax, and sometimes my vendor wax will last multiple days as well. But I have been enjoying my Scentsy bars that I can put into my bedroom or whatever space and kind of forget about them for a couple days. It's nice not to have to change the warmers every single day. So I really did enjoy that this week and felt like I really got my money's worth out of these bars. But White Peach and Cranberry, I don't have the notes. This one lasted 2 to 3 days in my bedrooms. It's bright, citrusy. The cranberry is not super cranberry. It's very fresh to me. I think this would be a nice New Year's Eve type scent. It kind of reminds me of a New Year's Eve cocktail. Really pretty fragrance, great performer. Not a scent that I absolutely love, so probably not one I will pick up again. And today when I'm filming this, today is February 3rd. And so I've seen the new catalog for spring and summer, but I haven't dove super deep into it in regards to what's leaving, what's returning. I know some of the highlights, so I'm not sure if this one is discontinuing at the end of February or not. But if it does, it won't be one that I am sad to see go per se. It's from the Breast Cancer Awareness Collection. We have I Pink I Can. So I really enjoyed all of the bars in this collection. I thought it was a good collection. Just for me, the timing of it was not great because this is an October release for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the notes that are in all 4 of the bars that were in this collection are very tropical, very fruity, very floral. And so not bars that I was particularly looking forward to melting in October. So I've let them sit. And Summer gifted me her collection too because she didn't care for them. I really like these, and they're perfect for Valentine's Day, for early spring and summer. This one is tropical. It's got a hint of some floral notes. Really enjoyed it, and I melted this one in my my kitchen, I believe. And I think this one lasted for 2 days as well before I took it out. Strawberry Sweetie. This was a Bring Back My Bar, I want to say a year ago, January of 2024, I believe. This is juicy strawberries and sugar. I feel like me and Natalie are the only people that like this bar. I've heard so many people dislike this scent that it came off very chapstick or medicinal to them. And it's interesting to me because I normally don't care for strawberry because it comes off very artificial, but really enjoyed this one. And so something about it, we're swapping opinions on strawberry for this bar. To me, this is a very candied, sweet strawberry. I don't get chapstick. I don't get anything medicinal from this. It is just an uber sweet, sweet strawberry. This would be perfect blended with dirt or just on its own for one of those really hot summer days. Thought it would be appropriate for Valentine's Day. Melted this in my living room area. Love this bar. Really, really enjoy it. Speaking of strawberry, one of my favorite strawberries from Scentsy is Strawberry Rose. This one hasn't been around in years and years, but it is a very fresh kind of green strawberry, and you get the rose, but it's very subtle, and I mean, you can smell it, but it's not that powdery in your face type of rose. It is blended so beautifully. I love it mixed with the strawberry. I'm surprised that this one doesn't get more love, maybe because it hasn't been around in a while, but I feel like this is a bar that if you like fruity floral scents, that a lot of people would love. And I know it's been 5 years since this has made it back, so we need to get Strawberry Rose voted back because it is just such a beautiful, beautiful bar. Love that one so much. And then the last of the Scentsy is Lemon and Mandarin. This was part of the mental health awareness collection back last May, and I really enjoyed that whole collection. It was fresher, there was some mint, there were some herby scents in there. Really enjoyed that collection as a whole. I liked this one too. I picked up a couple of bars of it, I think, whenever that collection was leaving. I put this bar into this wax room and my bedroom earlier in the week. You guys, this one was so strong. It threw so well. After the third day, I decided to go ahead and change the wax, even though I could still very strongly smell this bar. But after 3 full days of it, I was like, okay. I was a little bit over it at that point, so I went ahead and changed the wax out. But I bet this one would have gone for at least another day or 2 before it would have died off. I melted it in my bedroom thinking that it would be a lighter performer, but the other bars that I have for sure need to go into the open concept because this one was a powerhouse. Such a good performer and just a really pretty scent. So that is it for Scentsy. We will get into the vendor wax. One from 38 cents. This is Brown Sugar Oat Milk. This was just recently gifted to me from Summer Michelle. I did not film a friend mail video, but she just sent me a beautiful box of wax, as well as Christine from Christine Scentsy. And so thank you both so very much. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, but just life's been a little bit crazy and just decided to put it away, but she gifted me this scent. This is spiced oat milk, creamy oats, warm cinnamon, and brown sugar. I'm not as familiar with 30A scents, which is Dexter Pores is what the old name used to be. And then the mom, I think, took over and changed the name. You guys, there's just so many vendors out there, and there are so many like 30A, like Swanky, like that Smell Good shop that I would love to buy from at some point, but there's too many. You know, I mean, I don't need any new vendors, and so I don't add their wax to my collection, but maybe one day if I ever get my collection down to a reasonable size, then I can kind of explore a little bit more. But this had 2 pieces to it. It was in the shape of a leaf, and I put these in my kitchen one day when the wax that I had warming was really died off, and I just wanted something to kind of get me through the last couple hours of the evening. This was beautiful. Very strong. Those 2 pieces filled up the entire kitchen. Just kind of a spicy oat milk. Really, really nice. And I've heard a lot about 30A's performance, just that their wax performs good in general. So definitely would like to try more at some point. Super Tarts, I finished off a band bag of Yippee Ki-Yay. So I have been working on this band bag for probably close to a month. And so wanted to finish off this week because I'm kind of now, since we're in February, I'm pushing for the last of my winter wax. Want to finish as much as I can before we get into a lot of the spring wax, which I will say I'm already kind of pulling some of that spring wax just because February and Valentine's Day, I'm pulling more of the girly, the feminine, the lavenders. So I'm already kind of in there, but I want to make sure I'm finishing some of my winter wax up too. This is one of my favorites ever from Super Tarts. This is iced sugar cookies and pine needles. It is a beautiful tree scent. Tree with a lot of bakery to it. It is not sharp at all. I love this one so much. I think I melted this maybe 2 or 3 times this week alone. I guess this Empties is probably about a week and a half, maybe not quite a week, but in the last week and a half or so. Love this one so much. Highly recommend if you like tree or you're just wanting to try tree that has a lot of bakery to it. And Super Tarts, for me, is a great performer. Lavender and Speckles finished off a bag of Sophisticated. So this is her small bag, the Parasoy that comes with the 6 shapes. So Sophisticated is the Angel's Share type, so the perfume by Kilian. This is cognac, cinnamon, hazelnut, vanilla, praline, and oak wood. Love this scent so much. So I put 3 of the pieces in this room and 3 of the pieces in my master bedroom. This is beautiful. This is a spot-on dupe. If you like those beautiful perfumey fragrances, in particular for a bedroom space, this one is a winner. Definitely feel like I want to get into summer Sophisticated sampler now. I have all of those. I've kind of just been letting them sit and cure. And this one definitely was one of my older pieces of wax from Lavender and Speckles. But I want to start getting into that sampler, my bourbon sampler. I have a lot of small pieces of wax in general. I kind of was thinking about, not right now because I've got a Scentsy melting basket and I have my vendor melting basket for the month, but maybe the next month or so, I kind of want to pull all of my small stuff, like samples, my Lavender and Speckles samplers, and, you know, I've got a bunch of Knoll samples, just all of the stuff that I have just a tiny bit of, put it all in one basket and melt it. Not necessarily to get through it, but just a lot of those small pieces that are easier to get through, that, you know, I can kind of cut my number down a little bit, make some room in my storage, just because I do have quite a bit of that. A couple pieces of this, a few pieces of that, a small little souffle of this, you know. So I might try to do that maybe the next time I need to pull a basket. I'm far away from that at the moment. I don't know if you guys can see my baskets here. I've got a February basket, my March basket pulled, and then my Scentsy basket. So maybe once some of them start to get low, I can add in some of my smaller pieces of wax and try to work to get through those. I'm not focused too much on my number of wax that I have, but one of my goals for 2025 is to end the year with less wax than I started. And so obviously getting rid of the smaller pieces of wax would help that for sure. So rambling, but yeah, I might need to do that. From Second and Spruce, I melted Island Beach Party. So I'm definitely a seasonal melter. winter, I like winter. In the summer, I like summer scents. But this scent is so amazing that I just had to melt it. I got the hankering for it one night, pulled it out of my collection. This was a sample that she sent if you did her RTS where you had to email her with what you wanted. She poured Island Beach Party for everybody, and it was a good sized little sample. I was able to cut it into 2 pieces and put it into 2 of my kitchen warmers. You guys, this is one of the most beautiful scents I have ever smelled, ever. I am obsessed with it. I should read you the notes. This is her Beach Nights type, blended with her house blend of pina colada cupcakes. This is a tropical Beach Nights, but the pineapple isn't that artificial pineapple that I don't like. There's something so creamy about this. I really get like a heavy vanilla note mixed with the pina colada. And this was a great performer. So this was just poured 2 weeks ago. 10 out of 10 on performance. Like I've mentioned, I'm changing my mindset about Second and Spruce. Whatever I buy from her moving forward, I'm using within the first couple of months. It doesn't need cure time. It's ready to go. That's when I'm getting the most amazing performance from it. And the stuff that I let sit is the stuff that's losing scent for me. So she is offering this in her March pre-order. I'm buying a full-size loaf if she offers it because I will melt this all summer long. That's how amazing this scent is. Freaking phenomenal. So if you like, even if you don't like pineapple, give this one a try because I'm not a big pineapple person either, but the way she has this blended is a 10 out of 10. Love that. Love that so much. Okay, and then the last vendor is Teddy Bees. I got through 3 items. So we just had the Teddy Bees pre-order. And of course, I went freaking crazy like I normally do. So definitely in a Teddy Bees mindset of let's get through some of this stuff in an effort to make a little bit of room. So the first one I melted is Lady Lena. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is a souffle that Summer gifted to me to try. Vanilla birch, cashmere plum, beach treats, and a hint of Palo Santo. Based on those notes, I thought that I would absolutely love this scent. But there was something about it on cold that was pulling kind of BO to me. Something about it was giving me that vibe. And I'm assuming it's the cashmere plum because vanilla birch doesn't do that. Beach treats, those scents don't pull that for me. So my assumption is something about that cashmere plum oil was just not working for me. I sometimes get a BO scent when it comes to citrusy. They can pull a little bit of that for me, but I've never had anything like cashmere plum pulling that scent to me. So I kind of was letting it sit, I wasn't dying to melt it, I guess, because it was giving me that note, but I thought maybe it will smell different on warm. Well, this was obviously in the most recent pre-order. Everybody was talking about it. I was trying to decide if this is one that I needed. So the day of the pre-order, I melted this in my open concept. Fantastic performer, was very, very strong. And actually, when I got up the next morning, I could still smell it. But unfortunately, I just did not care for this scent. Whatever note I'm getting on cold really came through for me on warm. Now, I'm not a huge cashmere person, so it could be just something with the cashmere that just wasn't working for me. So I don't want to say that and anybody think that this isn't a scent that they would like. I think you would if you like cashmere and you like plum. Something about this, for me personally, just didn't quite sit right. So this is not one that I picked up any more of, but I'm glad that I had the souffle to try. Now I know what the scent is about, and there are very few scents on that pre-order that I did not get. I think I definitely got 95% of the whole list. I didn't get scents like this one that I knew I didn't care for, or ones that I've had before that didn't perform for me, or ones that I already have. So I will have tried eventually every single scent on that list. So it was nice to be able to cross a few out where I was like, no, you don't need any more of that one. You know what that one's about. So anyway, not particularly for me, but I hope you don't take that as it might not be for you. If you do like cashmere and you like plum, I'm sure you would really like that scent. And if you didn't pick it up in the pre-order, maybe you can go for it in the RTS. And then I finished two tubs from her. So the first is I Heart Vanilla Palo Santo. So I have 2 tubs of this one, and then I have another one. This one she offered in an RTS, and I was so excited to see this because I love her I Heart Vanilla blends, and this had been one that I was wanting to try, but she hadn't offered it. So it's her I Heart Vanilla blended with Palo Santo. Pretty simple scent. When I first got this, I was like, ooh, this is real light. I'm not sure. So this was poured November of 2023. So I've let this sit for, over a year now. And when I smelled it, when I was deciding what to melt and I smelled it, I thought, this smells pretty strong. So I put it throughout my open concept, and then I had a few pieces left, so I put it in this bedroom here. This was really, really pretty. I wish it was a tiny bit stronger, but it was a good high medium performer. It lasted the entire day, a good 12 hours. I did end up putting something into my warmers in the kitchen later on that night because I had cooked during the day and stuff too, and so I couldn't smell it as much in that space. But it was a good 12 hours before this died. This was stunning. This is a very vanilla heavy, creamy Palo Santo. So beautiful. Really, really loved it. Glad I let it sit for as long as I did, though. I think this is one that really needed the cure time. And I'm very excited that I have another tub of this. So I'll probably save that one for closer to the fall, maybe, or I guess if I get Apollo hankering over the summer, I might pull it out, but highly recommend. Just will say, if you have this one, let it sit before you melt it. And then lastly, I finished off just vanilla. Madagascar vanilla, creamed vanilla, lily of the valley, and musk. This one I think is a perfume dupe, if I remember right. I wish I would have gotten more of this. I didn't when this was offered because of the lily of the valley. This was a pretty scent, but it was a very vanilla heavy floral. Like, it had the lily of the valley. You definitely got those floral notes, but you got the beautiful vanilla as well. I'm definitely in a floral era right now, and I'm enjoying floral if they're blended well like this. And so I put this in my open concept. I loved it. This was so beautiful. I love how soft the lily of the valley is, and you really get that Madagascar vanilla and just that creamy vanilla in general. This was a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Perfect, feminine, any time of year, just made your house smell so pretty. Loved this one. Don't have any more of this, but I do have just pink vanilla, which is the same scent, but with pink sugar added to it. So I'm excited to melt that one and see how that one compares, if I like it better than the just vanilla. But that is everything for my empties for the last week and a half or so. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what I finished. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.